place. Hundreds of troops. But what we heard from our vanilla sister, Courtney, was what? I stayed in contact with the rich humanity of Brother George. I knew he was a tender man. I knew he was a soulful man. I knew he was a kind man. I knew he was a human being, faults and foibles, like all of us, no matter what color or gender or sexual orientation. But thank God we've got some acknowledgement of it. Will the police be able to do it?
Okay.
Because I'm telling you, brother, if the police can't do it, then, you know, we're going to do it ourselves.
Okay.
I'll tell you this, too. Now, let me just add this one thing, though, brother.
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
I thought about Brother George, and I thought about my brother, and I thought about my father, and I thought about my grandfather. I'm not going to stand there for no 9 minutes and 29 seconds and watch somebody murder my father. No. No. Martin Luther King Jr. talked about pacifism, and I believe in nonviolence, but I'm not going to watch that kind of murder. I love my brother Charles McMillan. That's why he was crying. That's what his tears were about. He felt helpless. We're not going to do that. Some of us black folk, some of us black men, we're not going to stand there. We're going to have to intervene in some way. They ain't going to kill us like that, and we remain spectators. Because somewhere I read, silence is not an option. I don't stand with the silence. That's the last two sentences of your letter to Drew, your letter to your nephew. But America needs to understand that too. We got a self-respect. We got a self-defense. And we intervene when you start killing us like that.
I'm sorry.
We intervene out of love, out of deep love. Do it for my day.
Let me ask you this, because everyone I saw on that video, and I asked this earlier, everyone I saw had some empathy, saw the humanity, felt the humanity in George Floyd, as you said, foibles and all. We're not thinking that when someone's laying on the pavement in that situation, like what they've done wrong. We're thinking about when you're taking the life from a human being. Why is it that every single, and when you said the police thing, everybody saw his humanity and felt it, except for the police officers who were there?
Because they've been getting away with it for decade after decade after decade. Even the good policemen, in the language of the mainstream, they remain silent. And they allow the gangsters in their ranks who've been mistreating folk. And keep in mind, brother, it's not just black folk who've been treated like this. You got some white brothers and sisters being treated like this, but we get 3 times. We get 36% of all of them. We only 12.8% of the population. You see what I mean? So we concerned about everybody. We ain't because we're not confined to just the chocolate side. But I'll be damned if we're not going to start with the chocolate side of town with our blacks, our brown, and indigenous folk, and our Asians. And it is in the name of love, but love sometimes can get real tough. Love is protect, respect, and correct. And we're not going to stand there and just be victims. No. No, that's not Shiloh Baptist Church. That's not the West Family. That's not Glen Elder. That's not Curtis Bayfield. That's not Gladys Knight and the Pips. We come out swinging.
You know I went to Shiloh.
If it ain't got that swing, he wasn't just talking about notes.
You know I went to Shiloh Missionary Baptist Church as a kid. That was my church. And you just called it out. Professor, I'm going to do like I do with my family members and the people I know. Let me let you go because I gotta let me let you go because I got to deal with some things. And you're making me cry here on the TV and I got to compose myself. Thank you. I love you, brother. I appreciate it.
I love you, though, brother. You stay strong. Indeed.
Thank you. I'll see you soon. Be well.